Oh, calm down, calm down. You're all too kind. What's up, turds, nerds, freaks, and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame, and welcome back to my channel. Recently, we have spoke about some very mind-bending cases about wicked parents, but in this video, I wanted to talk about feral children. And what is a feral child? One belief is that a feral child has been isolated from human contact from a very young age and grew up in the wild, sometimes even raised by animals. It's a feral child, a young individual who has lived isolated from humans at a very young age, has experienced no human care, no social behavior or language. The term is used to refer to children who have suffered severe or abuse or abandonment. The feral child is also called a wild child, children who either accidental or deliberately had isolation with very limited human contact. I just found it really curious because you would think some of these monster parents are what would be creating these feral children, but that might not just be true all the time. And a feral child in this instance that we are discussing is that of which raised by animals, not the one where it's just discussing a disobedient human. No, we're discussing the feral child indeed raised by the wild. And a trigger warning for my softies in the audience, it's about to get weird. The first one I plan to look at is the Ukrainian dog girl, left to live in a kennel by her abusive and neglectful parents. From ages 3 to 8, Oksana Malaya grew up with no other company other than the dogs that she shared the kennel with. When she was found in 1991, she was unable to speak, but she chose to only bark and ran around on all fours. Now in her 20s, Malaya has been taught to speak, but remains cognitively impaired. She found some peace caring for cows that reside on the farm near the mental health institution where she lives. And do consider, even these animals are giving better care than some parents out there, and I know that, so don't doubt that for a second. Now we're on to the Cambodian jungle girl. While herding buffalo along the jungle's edge in Cambodia, at the age of 8, Racham Paning became lost and mysteriously disappeared. 18 years later, in 2007, a villager caught sight of a naked woman sneaking on the property attempting to steal rice. They identified said woman as long-lost Rocham due to the distinctive scars on her back. The girl had grown into a 30-year-old woman who had somehow survived on her own in the dense jungle. Unable to learn the local language or adapt to the local culture, she fled back to the wild in May 2010. There has been a mixed reports about their whereabouts at this time, including about her reappearance in June 2010. Now the Ugandan monkey boy, after seeing his mother taken by his father, and was very, very hurt by this, 4-year-old John fled into the jungle, where he reportedly was raised by a troop of vervet monkeys until his discovery in 1991. That's wild to me. That is just wild. As in, often with the case, these feral children are discovered. He resisted capture from the villagers who sought to take him, but he did get assistance from his adoptive monkey family. It was believed that his adopted monkey family even threw sticks at his captors. Since his capture, John has been taught how to speak and can now sing. In fact, he even tours the Pearl of Africa Children's Choir. And number 4, Victor of Aveyron. Perhaps the most famous feral child of them all would be Victor's story, because it's widely known as this film, right? La Enfant Sauvage. Although his origins are a mystery, it's generally believed that Victor lived his entire childhood naked and alone in the woods before being spotted in 1797. After a few more sightings, he eventually emerged on his own near Saint-Cyran-sur-Rance, France in the 1800s. Victor became the subject for many philosophers and scientists who were curious about the origins of the language and the human behavior. Through little progress, he was made to develop due to cognitive impairments. The next is Lobo, Wolf Girl of Devil's River. In 1845, a mysterious girl was seen running on all fours in the company of wolves, attacking a herd of goats near San Felipe, Mexico. The story was corroborated a year later when the girl was seen again, and this time she was devouring a freshly gnawed on goat. As the story goes, alarmed local villagers mounted a search for the girl, and days later eventually capturing her. Supposedly, she howled increasingly through the night, attracting her pack of wolves that charged into the village. They charged into the village in an apparent attempt to rescue her. She was able to sneak out of her enclosure and escape. The girl was not seen again until 1852, where she reportedly was witnessed suckling two wolf cubs on a sandbar on the river. After being seen, she gathered up the two cubs and ran back to the woods. It was never seen or heard from since. These feral children are very real, and these animals are doing a really good job at caring for these children. And it makes me so curious. How is it that we as humans, with hopefully, more functioning brains, capable of deeper thought and so on and so forth, right? And emotions, all types of emotions. And I just find it so curious how some of these animals are better parents than some of the parents today. It really blows my mind. If you're curious and you want to hear more about this, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like. It's free and it means a lot, and we have a whole bunch of space for all of you. Thank you to my members. You are the cool that makes this train roll, and I really couldn't do any of this without you. Stay awake, stay aware, and stay well. And tell your loved ones you love them. You don't need an excuse. And thank you for coming to your very own deprogramming session. Please do stay safe. Take care of your mental well-being. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Check me out on Twitch, DameDaisyPlays. Check me out on Insta, Snap, Twitter, modmaggieart, as well as YouTube, obviously, DameVonBonDaisy, TikTok, again, modmaggieart. My paintings and tie-dyes you can find on Facebook and Insta, damevonbondaisyart or damevonbondaisy.